Hey man, just giving you a quick call. I just wanted to let you know that you are so close, dude. You're so much closer than you think. A lot of these big goals that we've had and these big aspirations, they're right around the corner for you, dude. So you just cannot give up. So stoked for you to see this. P.S. We bought a Lambo. So keep going, bro. We'll talk soon. Peace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bryson. This is the Bryson Everyday Project podcast. This podcast is a little bit different than other ones out there. Here, I only focus on documentation. I don't focus on quality or being professional or being entertaining. If that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love for you to stick around and give the show a listen. You can also follow me on Instagram at BRQUSE. Thank you so much. Here's the show. So I see that I've only uploaded up to 761 right now. This episode now is 766, which means I'm going to have to upload 762, 63, 64, 65, and this one all in one shot. I don't think I've ever done more than 5 in one shot. Don't really like doing that many in one shot, but that's what I get for being lazy with this. But whatever. And because it is so late already, it's 11:12, I am definitely going to do this tomorrow. So we'll have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 tomorrow, which will be 6 total episodes in one day. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but I entertained the idea of uploading or recording a show once a day as usual, but uploading once a week. So it would be 7 episodes in one day. Or I would just schedule them out, so there'd be a week of no shows, and then it would just schedule us, so it'd be a week behind. So I don't know. There's really no reason to do that other than me just being lazy. I have all the time in the world, I think, right now, and it's in some sense to do this. So I really just need to stay on top of it. But I say that as I'm not going to do anything and I'm just going to go to bed. So I'll probably prep a lot of the files and transcriptions and stuff, so that way all I have to do tomorrow is the file itself or the audio file and then upload that. But anyway, so as far as work goes, everything today was great, actually. Everything was wonderful. I got so much done. I created so much. And it's crazy how much that AI is enabling me to do, and so quickly, and so exactly what is inside my head. Almost exactly what's in my head. There's a few things that it's hard to try to communicate or articulate the thought and the look and the feel when you don't even know the proper verbiage to explain things. There's a lot of terms in the tech world here with coding and development that I'm learning. And I actually have been I've been telling ChatGPT to write me a prompt, the most efficient prompt to give back to Cursor, which is another AI, to run and give me the result that I need. So I'm using one AI to generate the best prompt to give to another AI, which then gives me the best outcome that I am looking for. So that's just really leveraging AI against AI to benefit me. And I don't really think I have anything to say on that other than it works great because the prompts and the output that I get are wonderful. But anyway, so yeah, this is definitely going to be a forever work in progress, but what I'm going to do is get it to the point where it matches everything in Notion, and then I'm going to deliver this to Trey and Mina and sound like a broken record, and then we'll just go from there, because that's when I would feel the most comfortable giving this out to people. Because if something's broken, I just push out an update, and it updates to everybody. And that way I don't have to go in to Trey's, then fix his, then go into Mina's, then fix his, then make sure that I update mine, because that's bugs I got to fix before I give it to the next person. And then, down the line, if I have 10 people, what a fucking nightmare that would be to think of just 10 people. I find a bug, find some kind of correction I got to make. I got to make it 10 times. There's no way around it. There's no automation I could do. Nothing. I would have to make it 10 times. Well, if I have 10 clients, I'd have to make it 11 times. I'd have to do it for Mina, Trey, Mina number 2, Trey number 2, Mina number 3, Trey number 3, Mina number 4, Trey number 4, Mina number 5, Trey number 5, and my own for one edit. And that would just be 11 times of the same thing. If it's a small thing, I guess that's better. But if it's a more complex thing, then Hell no. Hell no. You know? So with this, if something goes to shit, I just push out an update and we're good to go. Just like that, bada bang. So yeah, I'm so in love with all of this right now. All the building, the creating, making a software from scratch. It's been wonderful. And not that I don't want this to come across the wrong way, because I don't know how to code. I'm using AI to code. But I replicated Typeform. If you don't know what Typeform is, it's like Google Forms, but way better. It's like JotForm, Notion Forms, Trainerize, Everfit Forms, whatever. It's just a beautiful form software where you create forms, questionnaires, and they just look nice, and you track, gather data, whatever. I replicated that with a prompt. It was a lot of refining, but the prompt essentially replicated it, made it better, and now I have my own form builder. And it took a prompt and maybe 10 refinements to make it, and it works exactly how a form builder should work, and better. And it saves and everything. I can send it, I can fill it out, it saves data. It works so well and more. And I made it so quickly. That's the entire business of Typeform. They make forms, that's it. I made what they sell in minutes. Probably wasn't minutes, probably an hour. And obviously it's different. They have the reputation they've got. I understand it's not that simple, but I built it, I replicated it. I could just host this and sell it for a lifetime, $4 a month, and just absolutely just go to town on Typeform. You know, you could. I mean, not that I plan to, or nor that I would. It's not something I want to do, but I'm sure that somebody could. I'm sure that people do, but it was so simple for me to do because. So I say it was simple. It was simple to write the prompt, and then it generates a lot of stuff. You got to be able to refine the prompt and tell it what you want to change, and things like that. You got to really make sure that everything works, and make sure the logic is there, make sure it saves. You got to set up a whole database on the back. You got to do all that for sure. It's not as simple as just writing a prompt in. You got a whole website. But I guess what I'm trying to get at is I made it so quickly. That's their whole business, and it probably took them so long to get to the point where they could feel comfortable selling their product, because it really is it's just a form software. That's it. There's some analytics, but I'm gonna blow the analytics of every software ever to ever exist out of the water, you know. So because I love that shit, and with code it's gonna be so much easier to make all the graphs and charts and shit. With Notion, it probably took a minute or two per graph. With code, I could probably make 200 in one prompt, you know. So anyway, built a whole form builder, and there's so much detail that goes into this, and it's actually pretty crazy. I just can't wait for somebody to use this and see how they use it. Because it's my own software, it's my own everything. I can track everything. I can track how long people spend on each page. I can track how many clicks each part of the page gets. I can track all that. I can see who's using what the most, and not in any weird way, but just in a way for me to be able to see which things are doing well, which pages are visited less, which pages are visited more, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of things I'm going to have to polish off and figure out for sure. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to take a minute, but to get the minimum viable product out, the MVP, which I guess that could be done a lot sooner, but to get all that out, I'm very close, and I don't know. One thing that I've noticed, I lost my train of thought there. We're just gonna keep moving, but I've noticed that when I give Cursor a prompt to build something for me, I don't have to sit and wait for that to complete. I can open up another chat window, another chat tab, run another prompt, and then rinse and repeat, and just kind of go back and forth. Now, I was concerned that maybe if I'm running one prompt and it's altering code while I run another prompt that's altering code, that maybe there would be some issues and some overlap, and it would try to create things twice, and it might make issues, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sure that there's some truth to that, but I'm trying to do multiple things on multiple sides of the business, or of the software. So, for example, I've got Cursor pulled up right now. I've got 3 pages. One was focusing on, what is this? Focusing on smoothing out the form builder and the rearranging of blocks, things like that. And then we've got one that enhances and builds upon the follow-ups page and what things should look like and how things should flow. I'm not happy with that. I'm still in a work in progress with it. And then we had another one that was running on just links. So look at a link. If it's an Instagram link, display the Instagram icon. If it's a TikTok link, display the TikTok icon. And so I'm operating 3 different things of these at the same time. And because of that, it's like something's always being edited at lightning speed. Something's always being worked on. I'm always writing a prompt. I'm always trying to think things through and then feeding that to ChatGPT to refine the prompt to then give me the ultimate prompt to give back to Cursor, so that what I want is it comes to life as quickly as possible. And yeah, it's actually so exciting because it's constant stimulus. It's constant, okay, I made this, let's see what it looks like, let's see what we can go through and fix and test. Then I go through and do that, figure out what I want to test, and by the time I finish that and make a prompt to send it, I'm on to the next thing, and it's just nonstop. And I don't know what it is about it, but it really is addicting. I just want to sit here and just build this, It's so much fun because I'm seeing what I have wanted to create in real life here. I'm seeing what I wanted to create in my brain in real life right now. And I really want to revisit the whole FedEx map tracker because of how crazy fast and accurate and flawless this has proven to be. Because go listen to some earlier ass episodes when I was working in FedEx. I don't know which ones those were. I mean, anything probably. Oh, actually, every episode up to 301B, I was a FedEx employee. After that, I've actually been, I've been recording this show longer being unemployed from FedEx than I have been with FedEx. So that's cool. We're now outlasting certain things that I had when I was running, when I first had the show. Anyway, so I always bitched about the software being too slow. Why isn't this here? They should be able to change the color here, put this dot here, blah, blah, blah. And I think, and I don't want to speak too soon. You know what? Let's ask Grok. How simple is it to use Cursor to prompt my way to an MVP to a ground cloud or beans route type product for iPads for delivery drivers? Let's see what it says. It says, Ground Cloud and Beans Route are specialized delivery management platforms tailored for last mile logistics, particularly for contractors like FedEx, Ground, or Amazon. Focus on blah, blah, blah. For an MVP, strip it down to validate core value, helping drivers complete routes 20 to 25% fat. Just give me a fucking answer. Just need an answer, please. I mean, goddamn, Yes, it's realistically simple. With Cursor, a solo person, even with minimal core experience, can prompt their way to a working iPad MVP that does basic route loading, stop, reordering, map navigation, and delivery tracking in 1 to 2 weeks of focused work. Bro, I guarantee you I can do that in an afternoon because Cursor is that powerful. It won't give full Ground Cloud Beans route polish or FedEx integrations out the gate, but you'll have a functional, testable driver app on iPad fast. Cursor handles 80 to 90% of the Swift UI React super base code for you via prompts. Short answer, yes, very doable in under 2 weeks. So I think what it's saying is to get everything set up, hooked up, finalized in the App Store, downloaded, and all that. I think that's what that's saying. I think in an afternoon you could really get the whole interface up. But anyway, that has made me want to revisit that because that whole thing really sparked a lot of this software stuff. I think I've always had a fascination with software and creating systems and things like that. I've always loved this stuff. But that whole thing with the ground cloud and beans and things like that, being a FedEx driver and getting so fucking frustrated has made me want to take that route and see if I can shimmy my way into the market because I have some ins. I have Jared with the FedEx here in West Haven in Utah. I've got Joel and Tim in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm sure I could get back with, I think his name is Rudy in Colorado. And then there's some other people in Colorado that were not pleasant people, so I probably won't talk to them. But I've got ins. I've actually probably got some ins with some people in St. George with FedEx. So I said, God damn, I do so well. Anyway, I think that a good start would be to give it to Tim and Joel because they are the coolest. I joke with them a lot still to this day. I text them. But I think if I were to deliver that and show them the route and things like that and prove that it works the way that it ought to work and things like that, I'm sure I could knock a lot of this out of the park. But anyway, that's definitely not the focus. That is probably going to be something that I just kind of play around with in my quote spare time, because that stuff is something that really started it all. But anyway, this is just powerful stuff, and I think it's just an amazing thing that I can get what's in my head out into the real world, because other people have found a way to transmute thoughts to real life via AI. So I think I just think that's insane. Somebody thought of how to do this. I mean, just things like Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and internet. Somebody had the thought of whatever those things are, and they created it. I mean, explain the internet to me. Say aliens came down from another planet, they don't know shit. Explain what internet is. What would you say? You would say, yeah, it's things that are stored in the air. And they say, where? And you say, in the World Wide Web. And they say, where's the web? And what would you say? What is Wi-Fi? What is Bluetooth? The fuck is this stuff? Where is it? How does it exist? How did we create whatever was needed to I don't know. No fucking clue. Somebody did, and because they did, I can do what I'm doing now. I just think that whoever starts the chain of things, I hope they get all the credit wherever that we end up or die or whatever. And I hope there's a big stat sheet that shows how many people that they've helped. You know, I wonder who. See, that's the thing, dude. Stats are so interesting. There's a number one for everything. Who's the number one person in the history of time that has made the most impact on every individual person's life based on what they've done in their life? So, for example, somebody, and what I mean is somebody invented a camera. How many people has a camera impacted? Probably every single human being that's ever had a smartphone, right? Because they've been able to capture moments and save them with them forever. That's very impactful. They're probably very high on the list. Somebody who makes a new design for a door, they've probably helped a lot of people, but not a lot. I mean, they've helped a lot of people, but nothing close to the people who made a camera. What about the people who made shoes? Every fucking person on planet Earth, aside from the whatever percent of people who are, I don't know shit about this topic, so I'm just going to shut up before I embarrass myself. Whatever percentage of people don't have, what's a better one? Who invented maybe a comb? Would that have the same level of impact as a camera? Probably not, but it impacted probably every single person who's existed on Earth, you know. I don't know. I just think about that stuff. So how far up the chain of highest impact is the person who invented internet? Because surely first of all, if you're listening to this, you're part of it. If you've ever, I don't know, this is such a deep rabbit hole thought, but just wonder who's up there on that list. You know, it's insane to think about. And I wonder if we can measure the impact, not just the people it's touched or people who've used it, but how it's changed their life or how much emotion or good or joy or whatever it's brought. I don't know. This is the kind of shit I think about. Maybe it's up to me to figure that out, to come up with some algorithm or variable or formula or something that calculates the level of impact that certain inventions have had on certain people and how many people have used it and what's the score of I don't know. But I love this stuff. It's funny because in school I never took any extra math classes or statistics, or I actually did take accounting in high school, but only because the teacher was cool. His name was Mr. Don't know. Mr. I don't know. He was a very nice guy, though. We had a whole class session on how to give a proper handshake in business. That was interesting. But anyway, this stuff is just so much fun for me. It's 11:31 p.m. right now, Sunday, November 23rd, 2025. It's 11:31, and I just want to go to bed so I can wake up and continue working on this stuff. I have so many ideas. I want to get all my ideas out, and then I can refine them and polish them off. Matter of fact, I think that's the better route. I need to just prompt everything, get all my thoughts onto the screen, and then go back and refine things. So get the testimonials going, get the follow-ups, get the whole onboarding process, get user permissions, make a user profile, things like that, permissions, all this shit. I mean, there's so many things I have to make now, with, for example, with Notion, it's all databases and charts and blah, blah, blah. But if I'm making my own software, I have to make a settings interface. What will the settings be? What will they change? Who is able to change them? Who can't change them based on their permissions? What do I have to worry about? What things are common sense that I need to have? There needs to be a light and a dark theme. There needs to be a change your name, change your password, change your email, change your profile photo. There's got to be and it's what's cool is that it's my thing. I don't have to write an email to support team and say, hey, what the fuck? Why isn't this here? This should be over here. This is too slow. If it's too goddamn slow or whatever, I just fix it and I just make it my own, just like that. And to Andy Frisella's point of being vertically integrated, if this is my own software and I host everything and I do all that myself, there's no control or power over me in terms of this. I'm in control of the system, the software, the updates, the logistics, the logic, the infrastructure, the users. I can, if anything goes wrong, nobody can write an email and get me fired for whatever. Not even fired, but canceled or whatever. Or, hey, you have a user, he's using your product, he said this, you shouldn't provide services to him anymore or whatever. Not that anything would happen, but just the level of security that provides with you own all your shit top to bottom. That's just, I think this has given me a small little glimpse into how powerful and how valuable that is, which made me wonder, what if I just created my own software for everything because of how simple it is now that we have Cursor for somebody who doesn't know how to code? I say that and I want to be respectful because learning how to code is a very difficult, very long journey. And for someone like me to come along and just know how to use AI to a certain point for it to generate code that probably took somebody half a decade to learn, in some sense I feel like that's disrespectful, but we have the technology now, so would it be in my best interest to literally create a whole system for everything that I do? So for example, this whole database system for podcast tracking and analysis of what I say to track and link with other episodes and blah, blah, blah. Maybe I need to actually figure that out and then transition all the podcast shit to that system. And then all of a sudden, bam, I own top to bottom production and all that shit for podcast. Maybe I make a little simple audio editor that does exactly what I need it to do. Nothing extra. It just puts the audio file where it needs to go and automatically syncs it up with the intro, outro, and then bada bang. And that shit is exported, and maybe I sync it or get some kind of webhook with Podbean and it uploads it from one click. I mean, that's far-fetched, not necessary, not even the priority, but the thought process is that I could do all that. I could make an automatic grocery list. I could make a note saver for Lexi and I to track memories and all this shit. It's just so exciting for me. So anyway, I'm going to end this so I can go to sleep. But again, at the time of, I said fucking twice, damn it, god damn it. I've uploaded up to 761. At the time of this recording, sorry, that was one sentence. At the time of this recording, I've uploaded up to 761. This is 766, and I'm not going to upload it till tomorrow, so I'm going to upload 6 in one day. God damn it. But anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's the show. Peace.